Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss Chapter 2, Demand and Supply, performing by the. Let's go! Demand and supply can happen in a household or in a firm. An individual like you and me has desire to have many things, for example, food. In order to get the food that we want, we need to pay for it, and this is what we call as demand. What is demand? Demand is the ability and willingness to buy specific quantities of food at a particular price. The law of demand says the higher the price, the lower the quantity demand, and the lower the price, the higher the quantity demand. This is that the law of demand relationship is a negative relationship. Consumer income. The more individual income, the more quantity they will buy. Taste and trend. The more it gains popularity, the more quantity demand. Festive season and climate like Hari Raya gain more demand for cloth and food necessities. Price of related good. The higher the price of related good, the higher the quantity demand of original good. Supply is the ability and willingness to sell or produce a product and service at a particular price. Law of supply say the higher the price, the greater the quantity supply, while the lower the price, the lower the quantity supply. This states a positive relationship, which is different from the demand relationship. Determinant of supply. Cost of production. The lower the cost, the lower the quantity supply. Technological investment. If the quality of the technology is greater, then the more quantity supply. The number of sellers. The more the seller, the more quantity of supply produced. Since we already covered on what is demand and supply plus the factor that encourage them to change, you are already aware of how demand and supply play a part in our daily life. Let's go to another part, which is one of the purpose I've been making this video. The next part we're going to talk about is a case study about a topic that we discussed, which is demand and supply.
Analysis on case study. Today we're going to talk about palm oil demand and supply throughout the years, about how they went upward and how they went down between 2019 and 2018. And we're also going to talk about the problem and the solution for palm oil demand and supply. This is the link for the case study that we're going to discuss today. You can check the link in the description box, or you can type the title on your website. First, let's see the palm oil demand journey in 2018 and 2019. In 2019, the global economy downgraded growth to 3% then 3.8% in 2018. This is because by a sharp deterioration in manufacturing and trade activities with higher traffic and prolonged uncertainty over trade policy damaging investment sentiment and demand for capital goods. In addition, the automobile industry contracted due to a variety of factors such as disruption from new emission standards in the Euro area and China. The overall trade volume growth in the first half of 2019 fell to 1%, which is the lowest since 2012. Furthermore, the Malaysian palm oil sector was able to curtail the impact of economic volatility through the discipline, commitment, and teamwork of stakeholders, which result the oil palm plant area was recorded at 5.9 million hectares in 2019. Without erratic weather patterns to affect productivity, the crude palm oil CPO production rose by 341,826 tons, which is 1.8% in 2019 compared to 2018. The production of crude palm kernel oil saw an increase of 22,199 tons, which is by about 1%. Although CPO production expanded during the year, the stock level in December declined significantly by 1.2 million tons compared to 2018. This was primarily because of higher export of palm oil and its products, fueled by the comparatively low price of palm oil, which has traded below 2,000 ringgit per ton between March and September. This whether the price discount with competing oils such as soybean oil, sunflower oil, and rapeseed oil in the global market. The year-end stock level of palm kernel oil was slightly higher at 442,164 tons, which is up by 1.9% in 2019 compared to 2018. The total palm oil export were recorded at 80.5 million tons and valued at 41.6 billion ringgit. In terms of volume, this was close to 2 million tons, which is 12% higher compared to 2018. The relatively smaller increase in volume in 2019 was attributed to the low average price of palm oil in the second and third quarter of the year. In 2019, Malaysia's revenue from export of palm oil product decreased by 2.6% to 63.7 billion ringgit. The larger volume of export was offset by the lower price of palm oil, especially in the first half of the year. This was also true of all major vegetable oils worldwide, which is the price of soybean oil, for example, dropped by about 28%. Next is the table of average palm oil price and derived product in Malaysia. As you can see, the annual average local delivery CPO price decreased by 154 ringgit, which is 6.9%, to 2,079 ringgit per ton in 2019. But it did not dampen the Malaysian palm oil industry. The price spread with soybean oil widened over this period, leading to a higher demand for palm oil. This was reflected in Malaysia palm oil export rising by about 12%. Next, as you can see, this is a Malaysia palm oil export to some of the region that I put it in the map. You can see the blue one is from 2018, while the red one is from 2019. In Asia Pacific region, in 2018, they produced 4,719,788 of tons, while in 2019, they produced 5,690,674, which is increased the tons for 20.57%. Just as the others go too, it must go probably going to positive percentage, except for Africa, which is here have negative 13.14%. Next, we'll see what causes it and what's the solution. The first causes is the price of related good. The price of discount of soybean oil, sunflower oil, and rapeseed oil makes the palm oil receive less demand, because the related good is more easier to obtain and more cheaper than the palm oil, which make more people buy the related goods rather than palm oil. Second causes is climate changes. Unexpected hazards like natural fires and other natural calamities such as floods can give impact on the growth of the industry as a whole. It is expected that measures such as implementing sustainable framework developed for palm oil industry, compliance and observer required scheme will curb the losses associated with different kind of hazards. The third causes is labor shortage. The number of workers employed in the oil palm plantation is insufficient and give birth to complexities related to both economic and social factors, despite the fact that the Malaysian government has been devising development initiatives with multiple proposals for ensuring the growth of the plantation industry. The deficit in land labor ratio in the recent year is reported to create negative impact, which leaving the palm tree left uncollected and rot. So what is the solution? The solution is number one is to focus on specialized product. In the oleochemical industry, palm oil and palm kernel oil are used to produce various chemical feedstocks such as fatty acid and fatty esters, which are required in the manufacturing of various non-food products. In addition, palm oil can also be directly used to produce biofuel. Second, improving technology. With high maintenance and smooth sailing technology, it can help palm oil produce more accordingly and more efficiently, which is giving more easier access for industry to gain the palm oil. And the third one, which is increased health awareness. Industry need to advertise the benefit of vitamin E contained in palm oil to consumer. Did you know in vitamin E we can act as antioxidant, which is tocotrienol and tocopherol. Tocopherol can be sourced from other vegetables such as soy oil, canola, sunflower, while tocotrienol are only available in high concentrate in palm oil, which is given to lower the blood cholesterol level, regress to atherosclerotic plaque in stroke patients, and so much more. In conclusion, there's always upward and downward of palm oil demand and supply through economic growth in Malaysia. The price and production are heavily depend on a few factors such as climate change, price of alternative goods, modernization of technology, and there's also solution to curb the problems such as increased health awareness of palm oil, improving technology, and specialize in other non-food products to increase the diversity. Next slide is about the reference that I picked from the other website and from journal in group. Till then, thank you for watching.